Yes, welcome to the African Liberation Station, the place where we truly seek all the time to liberate your mind, to liberate your mind from all the distortion, from all of the corruptions. Seeing? Yeah, man, this is where we come forward to fortify it and strengthen, This is the place for upliftment, see it. And that is where we are at. We are dealing with those who are about it. We are dealing with those who are, you know, seeing what is happening live and in real time. Yes, Melissa, welcome into the African Liberation Station. Junior Melissa is in the house. Russ is in the house. Yes. Enough respect to the item for coming in. Tonight, this evening, we are going to have a very, very, very well-deserving reasoning because there's a lot that is happening. And a lot of us are unaware of what is really going on around us because we're too busy and we get too caught up in all of the things that we should not be caught up in. You see anything where some put out there in the media all of the time. These are the things that we don't need to really get involved with, right? We need to stay away from a lot of these things that does nonsensical things that really does not have anything to do with us and our liberty and our growth. Heal, Gary, my brethren. Heal. Yes, man. Give thanks for the item. Seeing, we must pay attention to the important things. Read between the line, as the elders used to say. We need to learn to read between the line. This is what I'm telling you. I don't know if most of you guys realize that there is a serious crisis. When I say food crisis, it's food crisis. I don't know when last time you guys went into a supermarket, that if you guys are noticing what is happening in these places. I don't know if you guys are noticing the changes in these places. Even these things that they're showing you on television, right? Talking about they arresting people in the fields of these farmers and how all of these food is spoiling in the farms, right? Have you guys been really paying attention to these things? Have you been seeing these things and say these things are a joke? First and foremost, as I said, and many years I know this thing is coming, When I came to America, right? I came to America in the 80s. And when I realized in the 80s that the government in the US was paying farmers millions of dollars not to farm, thousands and thousands of acres of land. The government was paying farmers not to farm lands. And I always used to say to myself, then how does this thing make sense? That the government is paying farmers not to farm lands. Yes, greetings, Myrtle. Greetings, my sister. Give thanks. Great to see the item forwarding into the house, on a Friday evening, see it. Yeah, man. So this government is paying all these farmers all of these millions of dollars not to farm these lands. So I have been following this trend because to me it doesn't make any sense. Now, when I leave Jamaica, in Jamaica those days, everyone was farming. In every countryside you go to, people was farming the land. People was taking care of their family by farming the land. And everywhere in Jamaica, you never hear people hungry for food because everyone had food. Everyone, everywhere you go in Jamaica. If you know Jamaica, you know the countryside, especially in Jamaica. If you know about Coronation Market and all these different, you know that there was food. There was plenty of food everywhere. People in the country was exchanging food, giving food to each other, whether they're giving banana, breadfruit, yam, you name it, what they plant, cabbage, callaloo, all of these different things. Everyone was giving to each other and sharing with each other. This is the era that I grew up in, right? Anytime you ask anyone who grew up in the 50s and 60s in Jamaica and beyond, and the 70s and 80s in Jamaica, they can tell you these things. And I'm sure most of the Caribbean island, if you go to a place like, Barbados and all of these different places, you go to St. Martin, all of these places, all of these different islands in the Caribbean, people farm. Grenada, all of these places. I've been there, so I know people farm. That's what we depended on, right? Now, take it a step further. Go to Jamaica right now and go to most countryside, and all you will see is woodland, forests. You don't see hardly anyone farming any land. As when I was telling you guys, when I was growing up, as far as your eye could see, people were farming everywhere. Seeing? These are the reality. These are the things that were taking place in Jamaica and beyond. Yes, Max, give thanks, my brother. These are the things that were taking place. Now, when you go, and I've seen the decline over the years, what happened in Jamaica? The government there, along with the government in America, get all of the farmers them to go and farm work in America. And these farm workers, these ones when them come on these farm work, right? There was easy for them to run off these contracts. These things was, you see, we thinking that these things was, difficult. No, in those days it wasn't difficult to run off in the 80s and in the 90s because you could get your papers in America just like that. And that's what a lot of guys from the Caribbean and all these different places were doing. But you don't know that there was an underlying issue, that it was a setup to move those people out of the Caribbean and get them into America. And so they would come here and they would run off, and then guess what them doing? Not in farming, they run off and leave the farm. So now they are on a regular job like everyone else in America, working a 9 to 5 or a 4 to whatever hours. These are the things that were happening. So these people, they're very devious in the way they work. And I'm not asking you, I'm telling you that these people are very devious in the way they work, because what they were doing, they were getting rid of the farming structure in your country. And we don't see the brain drain. Just as if when these same colonialists, these what people call white supremacists, which is white criminality, white inferiority, these are the ones that, when it comes to what they did in Africa, Africa was a brain drain. You take out the greatest resources out of Africa was the people. Once you get out the greatest resource out of Africa, which is the people who were there as the custodian of the land, the true custodian, and leave the ones them that you see that are in these so-called government positions and chiefs and whatever. These are like infidels, the ones them that sold you out. These are the ones that they leave in the land. And most of who left in the land, they were young people, young children, and those were easy to manipulate and control. So the whole dynamics of Africa will change now. The same thing happened in the Caribbean. When I was growing up in the Caribbean and before, there was a more revolutionary spirit. So they wanted to get rid of that. Now, when you look at Jamaica and see the condition in Jamaica, it's a whole different spirit. The music changed, the environment changed. See, all of these things change. Is it changed for the better? No, it changed for the worse. They get rid of just like they get rid of the revolutionary music that was telling us, showing us. But we didn't come to appreciate love these artists in the way, because what we were doing, we were just dancing and having a good time, drinking liquor and having a good time. We were not paying attention to what the Bob Marley, the Jacob Miller, and the Peter Tosh, and all of these great men was telling us. See, we were not paying attention to that. We were paying attention to having a good time. These are the things. But look at where all of this is leading us to. It is leading us to destruction. Leading us to destruction. That is what has been going on, because the fact is that we are not really paying attention to what is happening around us on a daily, on a yearly, a monthly basis. We are not paying attention to these things because we get too caught up with the movies, we get caught up in the dance and the party and the religion and all of these things, that we're not doing anything good for us. None of these things were doing good for us. We think it were, because we were there to have a good time under mental enslavement, colonization and control of the mind. These are the things that we were under, not realizing that your free will was being imposed upon more and more every day. Your true free will was being taken away from you piece by piece, little bit by little bit. It was being taken away from you, and you thinking that, oh yes, I have my freedom. Yes, you had your freedom, because you're dumb to think that these people are going to ever set you free from this enslavement that they impose upon you. These are the things, these are the mistakes that we make. Those of us who have been seeing for a long time, who have been watching the trend of how things is changing, and those of us who have been paying attention to the truth of what is happening around us, and we've been giving out warnings and saying, pay attention, things are changing, but people look at us as conspiracy theorist people. We are fools. We don't have no sense. We don't want to move into this new age. Anytime, listen to me carefully, anytime you see a farmer, a person who is raising animals, when they want to kill these animals, they put them in a particular place that they don't have to move around a lot. They put them in a space what you would call of comfort. So therefore, they're just feeding them in that one spot. You hear what I'm saying? The difference with the animals and us, they know what is going to happen to them. But because we are not paying attention and we are not present, most of us do not realize what is going to happen to us. That when you think that you are in this comfortable spot, it is your destruction that is awaiting you. It is your destruction that is awaiting you, and you are not aware that this is your destruction is awaiting you. You see what I'm saying? Let me give you guys the 411 on this thing. You see all of these food that you see out in these fields rotting, you think it's by accident or by chance? They plan for that. Ask yourself this very important question. These farmers, right, that put millions into these farms, their crop is wasting at this point. How come they are not protesting? How come you don't see them out there blocking road because they're losing money? The reality is they are not losing money because the same system is paying them. You hear what I'm saying? The same system is paying these farmers. That is why you don't see these farmers protesting. That is why you don't see these farmers calling up government and standing out there defending their farms, telling these people who come to raid their farms to take away these so-called farm workers. They're not out there doing nothing. They're not stopping these people because they already get money. They already get money. You think if they wasn't getting paid, they would be just sitting back and watching all of this happening? Don't you see that the pharmaceutical the farmers, all of these drug companies and all of them, and the government, they are all running together. We don't come to the realization and realize what is happening. Because you see, when we tell you that this so-called dollar is dying, when we say to you the so-called dollar that you think is here forever, that it is dying, it is really dying. Because here what is going to happen after a while. You might have a pile of this money, this thing that you call money. But when you can't get food to buy, right? What is it that you're going to do when they start doling out food to you? The GMO, the food that they are making inside of these labs. What is it that you're going to do when they start really, do you think all of this is happening by accident or chance? You see, these people plan these things years in advance. They plan your demise. You think when you hear Bill Gates talking about how much people need to die, you think it's a joke because you don't see them walking around with guns and shooting down people. They have their plans for you. You see, just like when they come with their vaccine, and so much people run out there to go take these vaccine, and then a lot of them, when they realize that they have done something very dangerous to themselves, they say, oh, I didn't take it. You're not lying to me, you're lying to yourself. You see what I'm saying? You're not lying to me. You see, you are not lying to me, you're lying to yourself, because I didn't take anything. So the reality is, you take it and then you're gonna tell me, oh, I didn't take it. It's not me you're hurting yourself. This is what is going on in the system that we are living in, because the system knows where it's at and it see its demise. And the reality is, it is that most of you don't see where the system is going. You think because you have this latest cell phone, these latest whatever you have in your hand, do you think that the system, you see the system giving you these things, the system giving you these things to distract you. You can use them, you know, they are tools, just like money is a tool. The system is using these things to distract you, to control you. But if you can use the tool to flip the system, that is what we have been doing. We use these tools to flip the system, because this is those of us out here who are serious about what we are doing. You see what I'm saying is, one like myself and others who is about the truth and who is about knowing is not out here for likes. We are out here to warn you. We are out here to give you the message. We are out here to show you guys what's going on. Whether you accept it or you reject it, it doesn't really matter, because no one blood is on my shoulder. You hear what I'm saying? Is no one blood is on my shoulder, because one cannot say this man didn't speak the truth. You see what I'm saying? No government can pay me to stop speak the truth. No one can pay me to stop speak the truth, because I'm telling you guys what is happening to you. Your destruction is at the door, just in case you don't know. You ask anyone in this country right now, in America right now, that is planting things in their backyard, ask them, when they have these fake rains that they are putting up there, you think all these clouds that you're seeing in the sky is real? No, they put them up there. So you see, all of these people, whether manipulation has been going on for a very, very long time, it's just that you guys can't see, and you guys fail to see what the system is doing to you. Whether manipulation has been happening since the 40s, It's not today where the manipulation is going on. So all these clouds, when you see this cloud is all these dark clouds in the sky, more time they are moving things across the sky, and they don't want you to see and know what they are doing, and you thinking, oh, some rain is going to fall, and you look up there all day long, the cloud is dark, and there is nothing, no rain coming from anywhere. You think these are by chance or by accident, but if you hear me say these things, you're going to say it's a conspiracy. These things is that they can send up these clouds, make rain fall. And after that rain finish falling, you see all of your crops, all of your plants, the leaves them start turning brown. Ask people, go around and ask your neighbors who are trying to plant things these days. Ask them what is happening to their things. Ask them what is happening to their citrus. Ask them what is happening to all their things that they are planting in their backyard trying to feed themselves and their family. Ask them. Ask them. We are just here. I'm not even going to say we. Most of us, most of our people is just here. And we like to go on these medias just for talking. I'm not coming on here just to talk. I'm coming on here to give you guys fair warning of what is coming. When we tell you guys that this country that you see here, because you don't have control of the skies, you have no authority in the skies. They are controlling the skies. They are there making sure that you are not going to have what you need to eat in this very country. So that's why when I say, I can tell you this, people are going to eat people in this country. And you will see what I'm talking about. Just wait long enough and you will get the message, because the reality is it is coming. Go to any supermarket in America today and look at the condition of the fruits and the vegetables. Just look at them. You see, me, even if I go into a grocery store in America, I know that most of these things in these grocery stores, what they call grocery stores in America, 99% of it is poison. All of these things that you think you go into this place to pick up and you think they're good for you, they're not good for you. So they already have everything scouted out. So when you're worrying about these Mexicans and whoever them picking up and selling back to Mexico, and those from the Caribbean that them picking up in these farming areas and selling back, that is just the tip of the iceberg. That is just the tip of the iceberg. You see, these people, and the funny thing is, because we are not paying attention to what is going on, we don't know that these people are controlling all the narratives that you see running out there. You see what I'm saying is, they are controlling the narrative. They are the ones deciding what is happening, what you see, what you watch. The CIA is every television station. These programming are funded by the CIA. This propaganda machinery is funded by the CIA in America. All of this food that you're seeing right now, that's what I'm telling you. Everything is under attack. If you ask the farmers then, you see citrus, nothing. There was no natural enemy to citrus, to lime, to grapefruit, to oranges. These are no, there was nothing out there attacking these things. It is since the 2000, late 90s, 2000, when you see citrus came under full assault, because these people, they are sending out things out of the lab, putting things in the air. Even coconuts, they are attacking. I'm telling you, I'm not asking you. I remember when they were attacking coconuts in Jamaica. There were these planes, some yellow planes. You ask anyone from the island in Jamaica, if they never used to the time when all these yellow planes was flying all over Jamaica in those days, spraying, literally spraying, and all of that. They tell you that they were spraying for some bugs or whatever, and before you know it, all of the coconut them on the island, all of the native coconut them turn yellow on the island. These are the things that were happening in Jamaica in the 80s, early 80s, yeah. Facts. a lot of coconut where you see today, when you open some of these coconuts, right? Look inside and look at the meat. Some part of the meat is separated. Some part of the meat, just pay attention. Because you see, I pay attention to food. Whatever goes into my temple, those of us who are paying attention to what we are eating, you see what I'm saying? Is those of us who are paying attention to what we are eating, not eating the meats, not eating all of these garbages that they are putting out there. You see, we are coming into a place, and I'm going to tell you, we are coming into a place because of raising our vibration. We are coming to a place where we're not going to need these foods anymore. Because you see, they can't starve out righteous ones. They can't starve out those of us who are chosen. You can't starve us out. No, because we know where we are going. We know where we are coming from, and we know where we are going. That is the difference. If you look these days, you will hear most of us who have find ourselves in this place where I find myself, they will tell you they might eat once a day, maybe twice. And the energy that you have when you come into this place is a total different energy. Anytime you cleanse and remove all the parasite from your system, you will feel totally different. All these cravings that you used to have, you don't have them no more. But you see, most of us is holding on to taste. When your taste bud was screwed up from you were born, your taste buds was screwed up because it was intentional. You want the sugar, you want the sweetness, you want the cookies, you want all of these things that they put there as a trap for you. All of the things that you're using, that you're putting in your mouth, is a trap because it's destroying your taste bud. You don't like bitter. You don't like anything sour because the fact is that they know what gives you alkalinity. They know that bitterness is good for your blood. They know that no parasite cannot live inside of your blood when you take bitters. They know those things. Why are you thinking they attacking naturopathic doctors? Why you think Dr. Sebi is not here no more? Why you think man like Lila Africa is not here no more? Why? And so many of these brothers and sisters that know about these natural herbs, why you think they're not here no more? You think it's by accident? You see, you see, even people that are talking about their weight, they're fast asleep. Because if you're not in a place where the government wants nothing to do with America, like Burkina Faso, Nigeria, and Mali, and all those places, a lot of times you're not able to do the things you want to do. And even if you do in some of these places, in some of these other countries, the reality is they control the skies. Why do you think they are fighting so hard to keep Africa and these criminal what they call government in place? Why do you think they are fighting so hard to stay in their position? Yes, Miracle. What is bitter to the what is sweet to the mouth is bitter to the belly, and what is bitter to the mouth is sweet to the belly, because that is what your stomach needs. You see what I'm saying? That is your first brain. And that's why I tell you, when you have an headache, right? When you have a headache, it is not your head is aching, it's your stomach that is speaking to you. Because you put something in there that is not good for it. You put something in there that is disturbing your stomach. All of that stuff that you're eating, the pasta, the meat, and all of these things, is clogging up your intestines. That is why when some of you go to the toilet, you have to be sitting in there for maybe 30 minutes, an hour or more, because your system is not free. You see what I'm saying? That's why some people, you hear them say, oh, I only use the toilet once a week. Because yeah, once a week. No, if I don't get up every day and use the toilet at least once, then I know something is wrong with me. You see what I'm saying? These are the things that we need to pay attention to. This is what I'm saying is something is wrong with you if your bowel is not moving. If all of this stuff, you see, let me tell you something now. I'm gonna get graphic here. You see when you go to the toilet and your stool is getting smaller and smaller, that mean, you know what that means? That your colon is basically blocked up. When your stool is getting smaller and smaller, your colon is backed up. You are basically, it is destroyed. That's why you have colon cancer. You have all of it because it's all of that rotten meat and all of that stuff that you have inside of you. When you look at a lot of brothers and sisters, they have this big puffy stomach in front of them. Even when these sisters are not pregnant, you can't say that. You look at them and you know they're not pregnant because pregnancy you can see and identify. But you look at these sisters, they can't lose that weight because it is your intestines that are totally backed up and it is causing swelling. This is what I'm saying. You're full of pus, mucus. That is what is happening to you, and you are not recognizing it. And the more they give you this food that they're producing in the labs, the more you're going to become like that. It just gets worse and worse and worse. This is not a joke. You see what I'm saying is, we must spend time. We must spend time cleansing our system. That's why I tell everyone, now is the time for you to pay attention to self. Now is the time for you to pay attention to yourself. A lot of us, we talk about, oh, you need a lot of water. No, you don't need a lot of water. Be careful when you hear people tell you, these doctors used to tell you need to drink 8 glasses of water a day. That is a lie. Take as much fruit juice as you can. Watermelon, if you can get good, pineapple and different fruits, natural fruits, if you can get them and juice them, that's what you need. You are basically, call it 80% water. So how much more water do you really need? Think about it. They give you these confusing things. Doctor will never tell you what is good for you. They will not. Because a doctor is part of this governmental system that is here to control you, that is here to keep you coming back through that repetitive door is where they want you. The farmer is in compliance with the government as the doctor, as the pharmaceutical, all of them are in compliance with the government. And they are there not for your good, but they are there for your destruction. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. This is why we need to pay close attention. We need to pay close attention to what is happening to us. If you tell me that you are awake, you see what I'm saying is, because that's the word that most people use. Most people tell you, oh, I'm awake, I'm awake. But if you're truly awakened within yourself, these are the things that you will see. You will see, because this dying system knows what is happening to it. And it knows that, okay, I'm going down. I'm going to take everyone down with me. That is their intention. Don't take it for a joke. They will take you down with them. The most dangerous time for an animal is when it's going to die. If you ever seen a dying animal, if it ever get away, it will destroy you. The system is not about anything but destruction. And that's why in one of Bob's songs said, looking forward into time, what did he say? He feel like total destruction is the only solution. He said there is no use. It's like no use. No one can stop them now. So I know a lot of us will wake up every day and we say, boy, the system right now that we are living in, it look like the only answer is total destruction. Nothing in the system is deserving of being saved. Nothing. The only answer to us, and I'm speaking to melanated being who looks like I. The only answer to us, which we are not seeing as a people, is unity. That's the only way we can survive what is about to take place. We don't want to use it, but unity is the answer even to this crisis that is coming. Because if we don't come together and fight the system, what do you think is going to happen? Why do you think Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali, why do you think these three brothers and their people decide to come together to be one? You see, while we're sitting here, and what I see with our people, these people so used to playing us against each other. While you are here in America and this Western world, talking about who is American and who is African and who is all of these bullshit that you sit here and these things and talk about. While these people are planning your destruction, you are fighting who is African and who is not African. You see the war that they have you in, and it is the same people. They love these narratives. They love to play you. They love to sell you all of this bag of shit that you get caught up in. You see? When you see these ones on social media, they're on social media starting these war against each other. Melanated people starting war against each other. You don't see these Mexicans starting war against each other. Show me what other people you see do this foolishness. You don't see what Indians in America is from these ones from India or wherever. You don't see which one of them here fighting these wars on social media and talking about who is an Indian and who belong to India and who don't belong to India. You see, these are the foolishness that we get caught up with. When starvation come at your door, when you can't find food to eat, how is that going to help? How is that going to help you and I? Yes, Melissa, how about boycotting Africa and all these foolishness? How is that going to help you when you can't find food to eat? And you see all these people that is pushing these narrative, they're getting paid to push these narrative. Because you see, the reality is this greed for a piece of paper is going to be our destruction. Not my destruction, but my people. Greed for a piece of paper is going to be your destruction. So let me put myself out of that because I don't give a fuck. Really true. I don't. You see, because we let this piece of paper dictate all our narrative. Because every day you get up, I have to be rich. I have to accumulate all this wealth. Piece of paper is not wealth. You're not going out to go buy land. You're not going out there to go buy, how many acres of land, right? If you want to talk about wealth, people who have wealth, they have land. They have thousands of acres of land. They don't go buy expensive car that doesn't worth anything. You go buy a Mercedes Benz, you drive it off the lot, and as soon as you get down the road, it don't worth half of what you pay for it. They don't go buy BMW, they don't go buy Porsche, they don't go buy Lamborghini. Only for fools these things are there for. The people with real money doesn't want those things. They go invest it in land, in developing them themselves. But because we don't have no land, we have no sovereignty. We don't have no land, we don't have food. So you have to depend on the same people who are poisoning you to feed you. While you take, instead of you get your money together and said, let's go pool up together and go buy land. That you can go farm and you can protect, you have the money to protect what you have. But no, you could have thousands of acres of land, right? You could have thousands of acres of land. You could set up all these growing on this land. You could set up things where you could get water from underground to water your crops. And you could still get the sunlight. But you could still have things that when their rain come down, it can't touch your plants. Because you can have covering over them. But you can get the natural water, the water that is filtered through the earth, you can get it to water your plants. You see, we are not thinking in those terms. We're not. So that's why they have us in every way that they want us. Because we yet to see that these people are there to cause our demise. We fail. Time and time again, we fail to see the truth in the reality that is taking place. We are fighting over things that have no value. We are fighting over things that have no value. While these people are there planning your demise. So you tell me something that I don't know. You see? We get caught up into the ism and the schisms. And we think these things are funny. You wait, we will wait until our people will sit there and fight over foolishness until they realize one day they wake up, they don't have food to eat. And now you have to be more compliant because it's only when you want the food now, you have to go and whatever they decide to feed you with, that is what you're going to have to eat. So we think these things are a joke. We take these things as if, you're just skipping and hopping about, think that everything is fine. When you were being warned, because when you look at people like myself who find the time to sit here and forewarn you for years, these are the things I tell my brothers and sisters about. Years I've been saying to brothers and sisters, prepare for what is coming because it is coming. Now it is not coming, it is here. And I will tell you guys on this podcast this evening, you will see what I'm talking about. Within now and the next 6 months or so, you will see what I'm talking about. Just watch and see. Just watch and see. Go to these grocery stores, supermarkets, and start to look in them and look at what you see that they have. Mostly, a lot of time you go there, a lot of things is not there anymore that you used to get. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the things that you used to go there and able to get just like that is not there anymore. But because we're so busy caught up with every ism and schism, we're not seeing that. So you look out in the fields and see all the food out there spoiling. And you think, okay, that all of that, and you think, oh, I'm not going out there to go pick these fruits or whatever it is. They don't give a fuck. They don't. So these people are planning your demise while you fight over stupidity, while you decide to remain in ignorance. They are there planning your demise. You see what I'm saying? How long? You tell me that you're awake? No, you're not. Most of us, we have no clue what awakening is. We have no clue what is spirituality. We don't. We have no idea. These are just talking points. These are things that we get up and we talk about, oh, spiritual, spiritual, spiritual. You don't even know what it is. Most of us don't know. We have no idea. Because spirituality is not religion, it's not church, it's none of these things. But if you don't come into yourself, come into the knowing of self and the acceptance of self, because when you come into the knowing and the acceptance of self, then that is when you find yourself to be free. That is when you realize that you are wise. That is when you realize everything that is happening around you. And that's the only way that you're going to survive what is taking place, is to come into your natural being, knowing that you have the power to change everything around you for your betterment, for your good. You have that power and don't know. And if you don't come to that place, I'm telling you, what is awaiting you is your destruction. No ifs, ands, or doubt about it. You see what I'm saying? Know thyself. This is not a joke. The stake is very high in this game called life. And these ones who are being your destroyer, they know exactly what they're doing. They know. Money is not the answer. It is not. Until we unite together as one people, unapologetic, unafraid, we are not going anywhere. As I said, when I come on here and I speak, I don't apologize before I talk. Neither after I talk, I don't apologize. When I speak the truth. I don't come on here to speak and, oh, I'm sorry. I don't need to be sorry. I am telling you the truth. It's what I'm saying. We must pay attention to what is happening around us. Be present at all times. Don't run and listen to these fake news. They're all distractions. They are distractions. See the real thing that is happening. You see what I'm saying? Ask yourself the question, why? And as I said, one of the big questions that you should be asking yourself right now, why is these farmers that are losing millions of dollars worth of produce, why is it that you don't hear them out there? Where are they? Why is it that you don't hear them out there protesting, going to their government, to their Congress and said, what is it? What is this that you are doing to us? They are getting paid. Make no mistake about it. Because they are not there to solve the problem. No, they are not. Because while we were not paying attention, while we were busy doing all kind of foolish things, they were there planning our demise. You hear what I'm saying? They were there planning our demise. That is what these people were doing. Those of us who are awake realize, came to the point where we realize what we must do, that we have work to do. And you see brothers and sisters out there, they buy land, they are doing, but it's not enough of you that has done anything like that. Most of you is worrying about the BMW, the Benz, the this, the that. Instead of buying things, creating farm, creating food sovereignty, you allow a criminal like Bill Gates to go and buy up all these farmlands. And all these farmlands that they buy up out there and drive the people. You see everyone running into the city, living in the city, in apartments, in these neighborhoods where you think, okay, I can work, play, go to school, and all these different things. You don't know they have plans for you. These gated community that you're so proud of living in, you don't know that they have plans for you. You don't know that they plan your demise. You don't know that in this way they can easily lock you in and control you. You see, people, my people, don't get caught up. If you don't get caught up already, please don't get caught up into all of this foolishness. They want all people to come out of the countrysides and come living in the city. You go to Jamaica and all a lot of Caribbean islands, the people that used to be there farming, they're all living in the city. Doesn't matter if they're living behind a zinc fence. It doesn't matter if they're living they were living in a nice house in the country and they leave it and gone to the city and living behind a zinc fence in a shanty shack. Okay? These are the things that is happening. Our people has gone out of their mind, leaving food sovereignty, right? Leaving their nice homes that were paid for, right? Because they farm, they come and see their fathers and their mothers farming to build up. They came and see that and they run away from it. You see what I'm saying? Because the system, that is what the system did. The system removed you from yourself. You see, greetings, Paula. The system move you from yourself, move you from your sovereignty and put you into freedom. That is what the system did to you. Because, you see, you allow them to control your mind. You see, they use religion. They use any means necessary to control you. They use their educational system. They use every system that you can think of, the television, the internet. Everything that is at their disposal, they use it to control our people. And we fall for it every time. You see, because we don't really sit down and think and recognize that they are planning something. You see, because they make us feel good. The things that they are feeding us, it make us feel good. Temporarily, but in the meantime, it is destroying you. It is making you sick. All of this thing is wasting you away from the inside out. You see what I'm saying? The food that you are eating, 99% of it is not good for you. That you go in and take it in a supermarket. It is not good for you. Cleanse yourself. Start taking in your bitters. Go do detox. Start to detoxify. Get all of that corruption out of you. Start taking in your bitters. Use your lemon if you can still find ones with seed. You need that sourness. You need all of these things to fortify your system, to be able to withstand what is coming. It is not food that you need, it is energy. Food where when you're working on the plantation, all of this food that you stuff in yourself with 3 square meals a day was for when you were on the plantation, and you're still on a plantation today. If you have a job, you're on a plantation. These are the reality. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, man, you don't need lands, my sister. Yeah, you need food. So these people that put you and tell you about, you need beautiful land. No, these are not the thing. And the funny thing is, in America, a lot of places in America right now, it's illegal for you to plant things even in your backyard. And you can go and find that out for yourself. Go check. There's a lot of places you can't. It's forbidden. You see what I'm saying is. So I'm just saying, we need things that is going to give us strength. You need chlorophyll. Same, your green juice, your natural green juice. All of these things that is going to fortify you. They have a wonderful thing. They call it a coyote. In Spanish, they call it coyote. We call it chocho in Jamaica. You can use that to make green juice. You cook your cucumber. All of these things with your ginger. You can put turmeric inside of there. You can put all of these different greens inside of there. You can get your moringa. All these different things you can get, and you can, if you have a proper juicer, you can juice these things. Even if you have a blender, you can blend them and strain them, and you can drink these things. And when you start to cleanse and purify your system, sometimes that's all you will need for the day. Because when you drink that, it is going to give you energy. You see what I'm saying? And that is what you need. Once you clean up your taste bud, right, and you get used to the bitter and the sour, you will stop having the cravings for all of these things that these parasites that were in you were calling for, because you have parasites in your stomach, you have parasite in your blood, you have parasite all over you, within you, calling for these things. It is not you, because the parasite is in the food. But when you stop eating these things and flush your system and correct the problem, then you will start to see changes in your appearance, changes in your stomach. All of that will go away. The bloatedness and all of that stuff, the swelling that is swelling up in your intestine with all that rottenness that is within you. When you go to the toilet, you can't stomach yourself, because it's what the system is feeding you. They're not feeding you for life. You see what I'm saying? You're not eating to live, right? You're not eating to live. You're not eating live food. You're not eating things to, you see what I'm saying is, you're living to eat. You must eat to live. That is the difference. That is your true liberty. That is your true purpose. Eat to live, not live to eat. Most of you is living to eat. 3 square meals a day. You don't even know where that term come from. But if you go look up a company called General Mills, you will see where that 3 square meal a day come from. These are the people that is serving you poison food. These are the people that is controlling your narrative, because they make sure that you keep coming back. You think it's by accident you want to go to McDonald's or Burger King or Kentucky Fried Chicken or Pizza Hut or any one of these garbage places that you're going to eat. These are poison. These are straight poison that is there to destroy you. You see what I'm saying? All of these things, you go into the supermarket and you go see all these chips, all these sodas. These things are poison. It's only a matter of time. It's either they're going to send you to the doctor, and from the doctor is going to send you to the morgue and to the cemetery. That is where you're going to end up, keep on eating these things, and you will see what I'm talking about. You've seen it time and time again, but we are not paying attention, and we don't want to accept the truth, and we don't want to change our ways, because we will always talking about, sometimes when people see the way I eat, oh man, I don't know how you do it. You eat clean, you eat great. What is the difference from you and me? Huh? You telling me that you have no discipline. That's what you're telling me. I can't discipline myself to take care of myself, to take care of the most important thing that I have is this avatar or this temple. I don't have the discipline to do, but you have the discipline to take care of your car. You have the discipline to go service your car. You have your discipline to look after a house. You have the discipline to go to your job, but you don't have the discipline to look after the most important thing, which is you. You see that something is totally wrong with you. You see that you are unaware and that you don't want to accept the truth. That the most important thing that you have is you. And until you come into the realization and come into the truth of that, you will never come to a state of awakening. Because when you come to the state of awakening, you will recognize that you are the most important thing that you have on this planet. Nothing else. Not food, not car, not house. None of these things is more important than you. The vehicle that is carrying the I am. Wake up and live. Wake up and live. It's time for you to rise up, my true warrior people. Rise up from within yourself. Don't allow the system to capture you and control you. Wake up and start to really know yourself. I give thanks for each and every one of you that come forward onto the live, and as usual, it's great to see you guys. Myrtle, Paula, yeah man, truly, where's I seen the house? Derek, greetings. 82 man, give thanks. Max in the house. Yeah man, the king is in the house. Yeah, enough respect, man. Give thanks for you guys, and greetings, Melissa. See it. Some in the house, I give thanks, see it. We have to do what we have to do. And, like I said, I come forward to reason with you guys about this because it is something that came on my meditation. And like I said, this thing with food right now is very serious. So don't take it for granted. Seeing, you guys need to really pay close attention to this thing because it is really happening. Yes, Gary, give thanks, my brother, for the eye coming in on the live and thing like that, see it. So we have to support each other. We have to come together. We have to unite. Unity is strength. Division is where we are going to fall. And that is what is keeping us out of ourselves. That is what keeping us from showing love to each other, is the division that we have among ourselves. So I'm saying to each and every one of us, we must unite. That is the only answer to these issues that we are facing. We must come together in oneness. You see what I'm saying? This is the answer. It is the truth. Whether you want to accept it or reject it, you don't have to love everyone. You don't have to be best friend with everyone who looks like you, but you must come together as one. You must work together in unity. Everyone else come together and work together, but everyone is fighting that we don't come together, that we don't unite. Everyone else is working for that not to happen. So if you see that, you should know that you are the most important thing on this planet. African people, melanated people. Know yourself. Realize it is time for you to unite together in oneness. And when you unite, everything will change. Almost instantaneously, it will change. Seen? So give thanks, everyone. Full joy the rest of your evening, night, or afternoon, or, rising, wherever you are. Seen? I wish you all of the great things. Abundance of health, abundance of wealth, abundance of life, abundance of everything that is great. I say to the I them, stand strong, seeing, come together, and let's fight this revolution. And this is not a revolution. See, sometimes we talk about revolution, everyone think it's guns and this and that and the other. No. Revolution in the sense where we hold together in oneness, in purpose, in liberty, in everything. And that is where the real change is going to take place. Because when we come together in oneness, no one will be able to penetrate that line. See? So, yeah, man, take care of the eye themselves. Until next time, when I come forward again. See? More love, more life, more liberty, more of everything that is great. I said to the eye them. See? Yeah, man.